Welcome to the Halloween Marathon of 2022.
When the PlayStation was released in 1995, it heralded the coming of not only a new console generation, but the next evolutionary step into the gaming world of 3D graphics. We had gotten the most out of 2D sprites during the 16-bit era. 3D was the only way to go. Only it wasn't. Some franchises would quickly jump on the 3D bandwagon, but one company thought their franchise still had plenty to offer outside the 3D world. On October of 1997, Konami gave us one of the most revolutionary titles to grace the 32-bit era, Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. Set 4 years after the events of the amazing Rondo of Blood on the PC Engine CD, this title follows the adventures of Alucard as he tries to find Richter Belmont, who has gone missing. The appearance of Castle Dracula also calls to Alucard, and he ventures into it in hopes of finding Richter there.
What is your business here?
The game broke off the traditional Castlevania gameplay by introducing a more open world style, combined with RPG-like elements. This game would introduce the Metroidvania nomenclature into the gaming world, a style first experimented with on Castlevania 2. Alucard would now be able to have access to an insane amount of weapons, armor, and other magical and non-magical items. His inventory capacity was almost limitless. Some weapons and armor could be found in the castle, while others would be dropped by defeated enemies. This mechanic forced the player into combat when eluding enemies would have been just as easy as well. Alucard can power up via experience points, another reason to engage as much enemies as possible. By leveling up, his offense and his defense stats go up, making parts of the castle easier to traverse as you progress. To assist you in the traveling across the vast castle, this game introduced a map system as well. The castle was broken into different sections and each one slightly different from the others. Specific enemies were also found in each section of the castle. The soundtrack was also heralded as one of the best, if not the best, in the entire franchise. Each section of the castle also had its own musical piece. Michiru Yamane, I probably mispronounced that, would steer away from the rock-heavy soundtrack of Rondo of Blood and infuse a more classical style, while still retaining multiple music genres in the mix. By doing this, Michiru created not only one of the best video game soundtracks of all time, but one of the most diverse as well. The graphics on this game take full advantage of the 32-bit PlayStation. Lighting effects, transparency, multi-layer backgrounds, animated backgrounds. I mean, Konami just went all out here. The graphics here are gorgeous to look at, and a testament to what 2D can do when put into the right hands. The design of the castle in every section was also masterful. This was quite evident when you got to what you thought was the end of the game, only to step into a portal and now you found yourself in the same castle, but it was upside down. Now, think about this for a moment. All sections of the castle were designed to be played both ways. That takes a hell of a lot of creativity and execution. Once you beat the game as Alucard, you have the option to play as Richter. Unfortunately, Maria is only playable on the Saturn version, which only came out in Japan.
Wait a moment. You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
So, for graphics, I'm gonna give this one a 9. Solid 9. Overall, great graphics. Lots of colors, effects, creativity in its enemies and the bosses. I mean, the background effects are just great. The parallax scrolling is put to good use, and some of the enemies scale in and out as well. Gameplay gets a 10, easily. The Upside Down Castle was a very clever way to expand the replayability. Couple that with infusing the title with RPG elements and providing a plethora of items, weapons, and armors that may or may not boost your skills, and you have a recipe for one hell of a game. Overall, I'm gonna give this title a solid 10 on the Halloween meter. Great graphics, solid gameplay, amazing replayability, and a soundtrack that remains to this day one of the best ever, as well as one of my personal favorites. This title is 2D perfection. Castlevania Symphony of the Night is a title that must be played by all gamers out there. It should be a rite of passage. It's that good. How good? It's so good that when it came out initially, I was short on cash, so I sold my bicycle at the time to one of my friends so I can buy the game and not have to wait until my next paycheck. Yes, it's that good. Now, join me tomorrow when I discuss a very little known PC title that was monumental in what it brought to the gaming world, and even directly inspired more recent praised franchises. Be here.